If you haven't heard the news already, solos are coming to the game, new fantasy costumes are coming to the game, and then in Season 3, we are getting a new map, and now we know the name of that map. That map is going to be called UA Island. It's going to have UA High School on the map, as well as like the shopping mall center, and it's also going to have a couple of other, like, it seems like randomly thrown together things, maybe from like OVAs and stuff like that. But the big question I feel like with the map right now is, are these buildings going to be destructible? Because there are so many buildings in the map, and if they're not destructible, that means it's going to be harder for characters like Mount Lady to move around. It's going to be harder for characters like, or well, people in general to deal with characters like Cementos. If the buildings are like, there's a ton of them, and then now you got Cementos walls on top of that. It's going to be really interesting to see how this new map plays with the characters they have in game. But besides all of that, we actually have an additional big, massive piece of news thanks to Hydros on the My Hero Ultra Impact / My Hero Ultra Rumble Discord server. And in the data mine, Hydros has found information for 2 new characters that we could potentially expect to see in Season 3. The first character that we will potentially see in Season 3 is a villain. That's right, the villains are coming. All for One's character ID is now in the game, and we have more than that. We have emotes, we have costume descriptions, we have voice lines, and then the second character that is potentially coming to the game is going to be Twice. His character ID is also in the game, and same thing for him. We have emotes, costumes, voice lines, all that good stuff. So if I were to venture a guess, I would guess that All for One is going to be our Season 3 release character, and then Twice is probably going to be our mid-season character. So we got a greeting emote for All for One, a Roger That, no can do, clap your hands, respectful bow. It's kind of weird for All for One to have a respectful bow, but okay. At attention, that's the point. Is that all you got? Lending a hand and snatching quirks. The snatching quirks one is going to be unique to All for One, so I feel like that one will be pretty cool. I can't wait to see these emotes in the game and see how they actually play out. And then along with that, we are apparently getting a couple of costumes. So you have All for One costume, a creepy outfit with a black suit and mask. I assume that's just his normal costume, right? And then we have the All for One mask off version. You can sense the hatred behind his blank expression. And then the All for One escape from Tartarus version. Is he going to be wearing just like a gown? That will be interesting to see if that's the case, or is it after Tartarus? That would be interesting to see. But it says the charisma of evil is once again unleashed to the world. And then we got all of his voice lines. We got a ton of voice lines for him. I'm not going to go through every single voice line, but if you guys would like to read through these voice lines that he is potentially going to have in the game, go ahead and pause the video right here, take a look over them. But yeah, just a ton of information on these characters, which is amazing. And then below we have Twice. Twice's emotes are going to be, you know, the normal ones: greeting, Roger That, no can do, clap your hands, respectful bow, at attention, nice. And then he has the that's the point, irritated, triumphant, bewildered, chaos, hey you, run away, look at me. I feel like Twice's emotes are going to be absolutely amazing because Twice is just such an animated character. I think it's going to be really cool to see what they do with Twice. And then for costumes for Twice, we have his normal Twice villain costume, his Twice villain costume handkerchief version. If it tears, wrap it up and it's back together in one piece. So like when Toga ties the handkerchief around him. And then we have Twice disguised. Even if you look suspicious, you're okay until you get found out. I assume this is going to be kind of like the costumes that we already have for the villains in the game. So I'm not sure exactly what that one's going to be, but maybe it's like a hoodie or something like that. So that'll be cool to see when we get Twice in the game. I don't know how they're going to implement Twice. I think it'll be really, really interesting to see. And then we got his voice lines down here. Once again, if you guys would like to read through the voice lines, pause the video at this point. But I'm not going to go over all the voice lines because we have much more important stuff to talk about down below. Okay, so Twice character description: defeat your opponent to get their measurements, create clones of yourself or your enemies with your quirk. Guys, it's happening. One of the best characters is about to drop in My Hero Ultra Rumble. All this information, the new characters, the new map, the new modes, this has to, like, the game is going to do well. The only thing that is going to make the game, like, the game could blow up. The only thing that will make it blow up more, crossplay. We need to get crossplay as soon as possible, and the game is just going to boom, okay? And then All For One's character description: the charisma of evil that steals quirks from others. Use the various quirks to lay waste to your enemies. So you are going to be able to steal other people's quirks. I don't know if that like makes it so they can't use theirs anymore. Like maybe they can't use their beta anymore, which would be crazy, but it'll be interesting to see. And then down below we have their special skills and stuff like this. So new special action skill number 25, transform. Use the opponent's blood to transform into them and use their skills. Cancel transformation by crouching twice. This is basically Toga, but it seems to be a new special skill for Toga based off the description of it. Characters can have 2 special skills. Toga currently has 1, so they might be adding a second special skill for Toga. That one, this I would take this with a grain of salt right here, this particular part. But if that is the case, does Toga need a buff? Guys, that is so not necessary. I mean, I feel like that's what she already does, right? But I don't know. Maybe they're just rewording it. I don't know if that's going to be an extra one. I would take that with a grain of salt. That one's really, really weird. Okay, but then we also have the big news. We have All For One skills, and we have Twice's skills already. So All For One's Alpha is going to be a final blow. It's a long range attack that produces a shockwave from his palm. Hold to build more power so you can charge it up. And I assume the range is going to get wider as you charge it up. Maybe that would be what I expect. And then quirk skill beta, manipulative claw, an attack that shoots a transformed finger. The attack pierces through walls and can hit enemies on the other side. That is actually going to be sick. That's going to be a game changer in areas like the Typhoon and Fire Zone, Collapse Zone, anywhere really. It's going to be so sick though. You just have an All For One finger coming through because they know you're healing on the other side. Oh my gosh, that's going to be insane. Quirk skill Gamma, Black Field, a wide area damage attack that warps opponents that are hit. Short press to push the opponent out of the area. Hold to bring in the opponent. So you have like a area of effect. Like he can control the area around the map, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He can choose whether to bring opponents into your team or to push them away. He can control a specific area, which is going to be really, really interesting to see how that plays out. And then special action, Plunder, deals the final blow on a downed enemy and steals their quirk. So you have to actually, okay, that makes sense. You can't steal a quirk from people as All For One until you're killing them. And then as you kill them, you steal their quirk. And then switch between stolen quirks using your special action. Bro, this actually sounds sick. I can't wait to try All For One in the game. I hope he launches at the beginning of Season 3. Like, I love Twice too. I really don't care which one comes first, but like, if I had to pick between one of them, I want All For One to come first, but that's just me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Who do you want to come first? Okay, Twice's skills, quirk skill Alpha, Dagger Shot, long range attack of throwing multiple knives. That sounds very similar to Toga. I'm just gonna say that. We'll have to see how it actually works out, if it's the same or not. And then quirk skill beta, self-duplicate, create a clone of yourself. Clones disappear after approaching and attacking an opponent. Okay, do you control the clone though, or is it just gonna run at them on their own? I'm thinking it's gonna be like an auto target thing where it runs after them on their own, hits them once, like dies, you know? We'll have to see how that one works out. And then quirk skill Gamma, foot boost, move in the direction of your extended measuring tape and cut with a knife. So I don't know how that's gonna work. Like you shoot your measuring tape out at someone and then you go to where the end of it is by running, and you slice someone with a knife as you go. I assume that's gonna how that's gonna work. We'll have to wait and see, you know. And then special action Mud Imitation deals the final blow on a downed opponent and creates a clone of them. The clone will remain active until they are defeated or the opponent is revived. Ooh, that sounds sick. Does the clone just follow you around and fight with you? That's going to be so cool if that's the case. And then of course we have the new map name is called UA Island. That is absolutely amazing. I can't wait to try UA Island. And then below we have all the missions for Twice and All For One, just showing even more that they're coming to the game. So steal opponent's quirks 20, 50, 100 times using All For One, become champion. Get KOs, do damage, revive teammates, rescue or threaten civilians, become team battle champion with all of these, you know. So like all those missions are coming and they're in the data files in this data mine for the game. So these are already kind of like in the game, but not in the game, you know? So this is all but confirmed that your next characters are going to be villains, which is what everybody wanted. I am honestly very, very surprised. The devs have been listening so closely to us with like the character balance, with wanting a new map, with wanting more villains in the game. Like, I am very, very impressed with what they have been doing and listening to community feedback. And this game, if they keep doing what they're doing, absolutely deserves to thrive. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments about all this. Personally, I am so hyped. Season 3 can't get here soon enough. The only thing we're missing now is crossplay, and you never know when an announcement for that might come. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit that like button, and hit that subscribe button. Peace.
Maybach.